Hi everyone, Paolo here, and today's book of choice is Good to Great by Jim Collins. And in this book, Jim did extensive research to better understand what separated really great companies from good or mediocre ones. And as usual, I have my five key takeaways, starting with the Hedgehog Principle. Before diving into the detail, it starts with a parable between a hedgehog and a fox. So the fox always wanted to attack the hedgehog, and it uses multiple tactics from playing dead, attacking from behind, and so on and so forth. But whenever the fox gets close to the hedgehog and tries to attack it, the hedgehog simply curls up into a ball, and because of its rough exterior, the fox isn't able to penetrate. So Jim related this to great companies. Jim related a hedgehog to a great company, mainly because unlike good or mediocre companies wherein they have multiple strategies, multiple tactics, really great companies only focus on that one thing and do really well at it. And for you to identify what is your hedgehog principle, he summarized it in three core circles. The first one is what can you be the best in the world at? So it's not about being good only, but really do an internal analysis within your company on what can you as a company be the best at in the entire world or world class. The second is what are you deeply passionate about? So you need to do an internal analysis in terms of what motivates you, what makes you get up in the morning, what excites you. And the last one is what is your economic engine? So is the business that is the company or the business or the industry that you're in profitable? How will you make money and make it sustainable in the long term? When you ask yourself these questions, you're able to zone in on your hedgehog strategy. And over years, over time, if you focus in developing this day in and day out, you'll be able to build your expertise and be more successful, moving from a good or mediocre company to a really, really great company. The second one is great companies have level 5 leadership. So according to Jim, there are five different levels for really great companies. It starts with level 1, right? Wherein a person is a highly productive individual by contributing his skill, talent to the company. You move up a level wherein your talent is actually contributing to the success of the team. The next one is if you're a manager, you're able to efficiently allocate company resources to achieve company objectives. The fourth one is effective leader. So you're able to, clearly communicate a compelling vision and stimulate high performance amongst your subordinates or employees. But again, it's not about being good or mediocre, but really great companies have executive or level 5 leaderships. They call it the executive. These kinds of leaders have a mix between personal humility, meaning, they are humble enough to always give credit to those people who are below them, right? They are always put the company objective first and center before their own personal motives. And at the same time, they have indomitable will. So as a executive, you're bound to face multiple challenges day in and day out. But level 5 leaders are able to overcome this regardless of which obstacle they may be facing. So if your company, if you yourself, from a scale of 1 to 5, where do you sit? It's like you ask yourself, and don't worry if you're not yet in level 5. This is a skill that you can actually develop. Again, it's being humble enough to put the company's objectives, strategies, priorities first before your own personal agenda, and at the same time, have that indomitable will to overcome all the obstacles, regardless of what you may encounter. The next nugget of wisdom is I really like this is first the who, then the what. So a lot of companies think of a strategy, right? And then they hire the right people. Surprisingly, based on the book, based on research, really great companies didn't build the strategy prior to recruiting people. Jim had the bus analogy. wherein he asked three questions whenever before building the business, right? Before taking to the next level. One is who is on the bus. Two is position them in the right seats. And three is get the wrong people off the bus. So what does this mean? So one, who is on the bus? So before you're able to take your company to the next level, right? You need to identify who are the key people, key talent you need to recruit and have in your company. So once you have those key talent, the next thing you need to do is you need to position them in the right positions or designations where you would maximize their talent. So you question yourself, do you have the right people? Are they in the right positions, designations? And the last one is as tough as it may sound, if there are employees who don't fit the culture, who are, you know, bringing weight to your company, you also need to get them off the bus, or you need to get, maybe they would be successful in another company. So again, understanding who are the key talent, putting them in the right spots, and removing people who are not fit with our company culture, and so on and so forth, weighing us down. So again, it's not the what, but the first, it comes, you first need to determine the who. The next is Stockdale paradox. So, Admiral James Stockdale was a veteran in the Vietnam War, and one of the quotes that I like was, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality." Basically, the nugget of wisdom here is when interviewing James Stockdale on what was the difference between he was tortured in the Vietnam War, captured and tortured. What were the difference between those who survived and those who lost their minds and eventually died? He said it's overly optimistic, right? So the nugget of wisdom here is you must, it's okay to be optimistic, but at the same time realistic in a sense that you confront the brutal facts now, and have the humility to change direction, to make adjustments for the betterment of the company. It's not always looking at the bright side of all the good things, but being humble enough to understand where your company lacks and being humble enough to make the necessary adjustments. So the next one is the flywheel effect. So basically, like a flywheel, it's based on the search. A flywheel is basically a metal contraption wherein, similar to great companies, when they ask the CEOs what was the defining moment of your company that caused you to become a massive success, and these level 5 executives or great leaders of great companies couldn't name one specific instance, right? The main reason is because, similar to a flywheel, it takes time for you to build momentum. And it's not one key decision that automatically propels you to become successful. Similar to a flywheel, the initial push may take, a lot of effort. The second push, third push, and even maybe at the 1000th push, that's the only time that you're starting to build momentum, right? So relating it to a great company, it's not about finding out that one critical moment that would propel you to success, but having the determination, the grit, day in and day out to continuously do the ordinary stuff, which will eventually produce extraordinary results. So, with that, those are my 5 key takeaways. I hope you learned a lot. That was book number 21 out of my 52 book challenge. So, I plan to read 52 books in a span of a year, or one book a week. And for those of you who haven't, who want to know more, different summaries of business book, log on to youtube.com, search Paulo Balinas, and I have a lot of other book summaries, and you could learn in less than an hour or 30 minutes. So with that, thank you everyone, and see you again next Sunday. Like and subscribe the YouTube channel and view the other videos. Thank you and have a great day.